We are Mike and Jeannie, and we restore old houses. In 2021, we moved to South Carolina and bought a 120-year-old Victorian house. Follow along as we put the polish back on this Victorian masterpiece.
Welcome back to 1834 Restoration House.
It's an absolutely beautiful day here in South Carolina. The sun is shining, the skies are blue with white puffy clouds, but the most important thing is it's not hot. There's a nice breeze blowing, it's cool. It's one of those perfect fall days. Not too hot, not too cold. I think I'll sit here on the porch and read a book all day. But no, actually you guys are waiting for us to do some video, so we better get busy. But before we do that, those of you who've been with us a while remember the mailbox debacle. And we had to take this off the house and put one out at the street. So we're left with this old mid-century mailbox. It's kind of rusted and kind of dirty, but we thought it would be fun to give this thing away to a viewer. So here's what we're going to do. Remember how we talked about the thing that was under the house that would blow your mind? Well, it's still there, and we still haven't revealed it yet, but we will. If you're interested in winning this mailbox, send us an email and give us your guess. You don't have to give us your address. All we need is your guess. And the first person who guesses it correctly will contact you back by email, and I will send you this mailbox. We've had a thing about tires on this car for the last couple of years. It came from the factory with Pirelli tires, and when they wore out, we thought, well, let's just put the same tires back on. So we kept buying the same tires over and over and over again, but we were burning through them every 6 months. And we just got tired of it, and we decided to try something else. So we got Bridgestone drive guards, which is something we've never tried before. Right away, we noticed a big improvement.
I love them. I have no problem being the passenger anymore. That is wonderful. It is smooth, easy, comfortable. I love it.
The problem we've had with the Pirellis is that every time you hit a bump or a pothole, you feel it. I mean, it hits hard.
Yeah.
And it's really uncomfortable to ride on some roads just because they're so bad. But after we put these tires on here, the ride is so much softer and smoother. The handling is still great, but it doesn't have that harsh quality that it had. Okay, well, that's enough about tires. Let's go do some restoration. Ever since we bought the house, we've had a problem. Let's say you want to go out of the house in the morning. Well, you got to unlock the door first, right? Well, wait a minute. You can't unlock the door. You have to actually stick a key in the deadbolt. Do like that. Now you can unlock the door. Okay, but here's the problem. Let's say there's a fire in the night and you're fumbling around trying to find your key to get out. And as you recall, the windows were screwed shut. You literally could be trapped in this house. That's not good. So we've already solved the window problems. Today we're going to solve the deadbolt. Look at this. That's the mortise and tenon that holds this door together. It looks like it's hand cut. That's amazing. Okay, changing a lock is probably one of the easiest things a homeowner can do. And all you do really is just take these two screws out. Pull out the front. Pull out the back. And then go right here on the side and take these two screws out. Take out the bolt. There, it's just that fast. Now we have a hole. I'm just going to make sure there's no debris in there. And now let's go over here to the door frame. And I need to take off this old plate. Okay, that's the old lock. Now we found this really nice lock at our home center. Oh, a box in a box. This one is really neat. Check this out. So it kind of has an antique square look to it. And the knob is one you can actually move. And here's the one for the outside. I stopped for a couple of minutes to do a test fit on the components just to make sure they fit. because the lock we took out is fairly old, probably dates back to the 1960s or 70s. And the new systems, we really don't know how well they work with the old systems. And this is what I found. The original striker plate is this, and here's the new striker plate. Well, the hole is much larger, but it doesn't need to be that big. That hole would be just fine. So I could either go over there and I could cut out a bigger opening using a chisel, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and put that one back in place. Okay, here's the bolt. It says top on the top side. That goes in there like that. This is a filler ring, and that goes here. I'll just put a piece of tape on there to hold it in place. Here's the outside lock and the cover plate. Go ahead and put those together. Put that in there like so. Take out the tape, and everything should just snap together perfectly like that. Put the back cover on like that, and then we take a couple of screws and put it right through the door. I'm leaving it slightly loose so I can adjust it. Flip the bolt out like that so I can do the other side. Okay, I'm going to look this thing over one last time before I tighten it up, just to make sure everything is straight. Okay, that looks good. That looks pretty good. Okay, let's see how well we did. And there we go. Door is locked. Door is unlocked. The back door has the same problem where you have to have a key to get out. That's not good. This door has always given us trouble. Usually we have to lift up on it in order to lock it, so I don't expect this to work any better even though it has a new lock. Yeah, see, it's just not engaging. I can look back in there and I can see it's about 1/4 of an inch low. So there's a mismatch between the lock and the striker plate. Whoever put that in originally didn't line it up correctly. One thing I want to check real quick. Sometimes the screws in the frame will work loose and then the door tends to sag. So I'm going to go ahead and put a screwdriver on there and just make sure that they're tight. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Okay, they're all good, so that's not the problem. What we're going to have to do is take that striker plate off there and chisel out some wood and then reset that. Right now I'm just striking a line so I know how much wood to take off. Okay, that fits in there perfectly. I'm going to tape this in position and see if the door will latch. It seems to work almost. It seems to have a sweet spot there where it works good. If you push it, then it jams. If you pull it, it jams. But I think I can live with that. It's a lot easier than it was. So we're going to be redoing this door in the future anyway. So I'll go ahead and screw this down now and that should be good. Some of you may be wondering, why did I use a hand screwdriver instead of this big monster power drill here? And the reason is, when you're talking about really old fragile wood and you put a lot of power on that thing, you're going to break something and then the screw won't bite anymore. So I like to go into it nice and easy with a hand screwdriver and know when to quit. You can feel it. There's a certain point where it starts to bind up and this thing can't feel it, and it'll just rip right through it like that. My mom sent me a bunch of boxes, and I opened them up, and here's some really cool stuff here. Ever seen one of these? This is a Technicolor Super 8 Magic cartridge. This is one of the old Super 8 movie film cartridges from back in the 60s. And this one here happens to be Big Snow of '69, 3 feet in Oregon, no less, and Mike's 3rd birthday. Well, that was me. So there's some film on here showing me eating my 3rd birthday cake and opening some presents. It's a lot of fun. What's really cool about this is instead of threading it onto a projector and then running it that way, they had these machines where you would take the cartridge, plug it in the back, and turn it on. Literally, that's all you have to do. Just watch the film. As soon as it's done, turn it off, pull the cartridge out, and put it away. This is some pretty cool technology. Why it didn't take off and become popular back in the day, I have no idea. All right, over in this box here, there's a couple of envelopes. Look at that, 8mm film. I'm not sure if that's 8mm or Super 8. It could be either. There's a distinct difference between the two. It has to do with the size of the sprockets, I think, and the size of the picture, but I can't really tell by looking at it. But there's a whole bunch of films here. Of course, none of them are labeled, so we have no idea what they are. Wait, Christmas 1965. Pretty cool. And over here, this film in a can. What do we have here? This is, that's also 8mm film, but it's on a reel. There's no telling exactly what that is, but we don't have a projector that can play that, so we're kind of stuck. All right, now, over here, if you look at this leather pouch, this is the best part. A real, honest-to-God, Super 8 film camera from the 1960s. But what I found when I opened it up was incredible. Look at this. There's a film cartridge sitting in there. It's been sitting in there for I don't know how many years. I'm guessing late 60s. I don't know if there's anything on it, or if it's blank, I have no idea. But check this out. Kodachrome movie cartridges, unopened, unexposed, undeveloped, from the 1960s. That is so cool. That is absolutely cool. Unfortunately, Kodak, they discontinued Kodachrome a few years ago, and nobody, and I mean nobody, is developing these anymore. So even if I wanted to develop them, I couldn't do it. It's just the way it is. So, what if I wanted to use this camera? Could I? Yes, I can. Because Kodak a few years ago came out with a brand new Ektachrome movie film, and they now have the same stuff in Ektachrome. The colors aren't as bright, but it does work, and it is in color. So it is possible today to make 8mm movies and project them using 1960s equipment. That is cool. Here is a top mount camera light, patented Filtrex adapter, fits all Super 8 cameras. Okay, that looks really vintage. Let's open that up and see what's inside. Oh, that's good. That's good. Look at this. A 1960s top mount movie light. Kind of looks like a car headlight from back in the day. And it has a cord. This thing uses so much power, there's no way in the world you could even use it on batteries. So does it work? Do we even have an outlet I could try? How about over here? Let's plug it in and see what happens. Oh! It works. All right, guys, that's enough about film.
Raise it up, raise it up. Up higher. 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 Yes, good.
I'm standing at the top of the pocket doors, and up in front of all this fretwork here, it's kind of difficult to see probably from the camera, but there's a piece of plexiglass up here in front of the fretwork. I have no idea why, but I think it's time to take that out because it doesn't really count as a Victorian house part. So it's nailed in. I'm just going to see if I can work this nail out. Oh, that was easy. There's one. How about the other two over here? Maybe if we're lucky. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, that's so easy. Nothing ever is simple or easy around here. So I'm actually shocked that that came out as easily as it did. Okay, looks like one more here. It's hard to see in the darkness. Oh, got it. Now that was way too easy, way too easy. All right, here you go. Yes, the marvel of the 1940s. This stuff helped us win World War II, by the way. I'm under the stairs right now, and this is a space that somebody converted into a half bathroom at some point. Our camera girl, hi, she's sitting on a toilet right now, and there's a sink below me. And the space really isn't really good for a bathroom. And there's another perfectly good bathroom about 8 feet over there. Now, right here, somebody put a piece of glass over this fretwork here, and I'm sure they had good intentions, but the problem is it traps hot air in here, worse yet, hot, humid air, and there's no airflow. So I'm going to try to very carefully extract this. It's held in by 4 pieces of trim, and I'm going to try to get the trim off of there without breaking the glass. Wish me luck. I kind of wish I had a slide hammer where I could just get under there and just pop it. Okay, with this piece out of the way, now we have options. Oh well. Is that adhesive or wallpaper under there? It kind of looks like wallpaper under there. That's weird. Okay, now that that's out of the way, I can probably tease this one out.
We've lived here a couple months now, but it only took a few nights to realize we were not alone. There's thumps, there's bumps, and there's scratching. Here in the blue bedroom, we're gonna have to investigate this. I haven't heard it in the daytime before. Just in the dawn and the dusk. Pretty sure it's a creature of some kind. I don't think it's a mouse because you can hear it kind of walking around. So I'm hoping it's just a squirrel, but I don't know yet. We'll see. So let's go underneath the house and see if there's any holes there.
I'm under the house looking to see if there's any way that a critter can get in from underneath here, and there's nothing there. All of the wall cavities have been blocked with fire stops, as they should be. A fire stop is a piece of wood that keeps air from flowing from the bottom and going up, but it also serves a double purpose of keeping animals out of your house. I don't see any way that a mouse could get in, so this isn't it. Okay, looking at the outside here, everything seems secure. Everything looks fine. We've got a downspout here. This could potentially play a factor in this, but the brickwork is solid, the siding is solid, there's nothing going on, because this is the corner where we keep hearing the sounds. And then if you come over here, we have the electrical, but even that's on the outside. And there was nothing there the creature could get into. Looking up above, everything looks secure. I don't see any openings or rotten siding or rotten fascia boards. Up above there, that all looks good. Coming all the way down here, everything looks great. I just don't see any place where an animal could get in. That's good. And we never hear the sound over in this section. It's always over there. So I think we've explored all we can explore outside. Let's go back in the house. Just to give you guys a little bit of layout here, this is the bedroom where we keep hearing the noises, and that's over in this corner. But there's no bedroom above this. If you come over here to the front room, there is a bedroom above, but there's a doorway that goes into a kind of an attic space, which is above the bedroom. I think that's where we need to go next, so let's go up and check it out. As you can see, there's nothing here. You would expect to see a doorway if there was a bedroom, but there's not. So this is the bedroom I was talking about. It's the white room. And this doorway here leads into what looks like a closet, but it's not. It's actually kind of an attic area. This is the attic space that's above our bedroom. And the sounds that we're hearing, they all seem to come from right in here somewhere. Okay, what do we have down here on the floor? What's all this? Looks like mouse poop. There's no telling how old or new that is. But I think whatever we're hearing is coming in and it's getting underneath this plywood floor. Because I don't see any holes back there or anything. Oh, look at this. I found this spot here where the board's been pulled away, but back behind there, all I see is just insulation, and there's no sign of any animal intrusion. As I'm looking around, I see a couple places where there's mouse turds. There's here, there's there, and this is really strange. So this is where the roof line comes down to the wall. Somebody boxed in that little section right there, put vents on it, and when I looked inside there, all I see is a little bit of insulation and floorboards, so I don't understand why they did that. It's definitely not HVAC, but I'm not seeing anything here that shows me a creature or where any creature could get in the house. So I think this place is safe, but I think it's a good idea probably to set some mouse traps and see if we can catch anything. Look at this, some brand new 1960s era window shades. Never been used. Let's take our investigation out the window and see what we can find out here. Okay, I think I just found some clues here. This is a pile of scat from something. And it looks like it's been collecting here a while. So I think I'll get a broom and knock that off of here. But first, let's just kind of take a look around and see what we can find. So that under there looks good. Maybe something here. No, that's okay. Everything looks tight on that side, but that's not where the problem is. So I'm really concerned about over here. Check this out. Right here. The fascia is wide open, and it looks to me like you can get in there. So I'm going to ask my camera girl if she has a flashlight. Okay, I've got the flashlight. Let's take a peek inside here. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, that's what it is. So our creature is getting in right here. We need to find a way to get him out first, and then lock that up so he can't go back in.
Okay, Mike is sweeping up all that scat. Kind of looks more like raccoon scat. There's quite a bit big pieces in there. But that hole he found, I don't know if you'd actually be able to fit a raccoon through that. It's really dark in here because we want to be able to see if there's a flashlight coming through that whole space. Can we see any? We can see a little bit in there. I can anyway. I don't know if you can. Can't see.
I have a plan. This is hardware cloth, and I'm going to roll out about 8 inches of this stuff and then cut it. And I'm going to put this over the hole and see if we can keep the creature out. All right, I'm just going to do a dry fit here real quick. Make sure that that fits in there. The thing is, it's got to be tight against there. I have screws and washers that'll hold that in. Once I get that cinched down, nobody's coming in or out. Now, this is a temporary repair. These soffits are rotted, and we're going to have to tear this apart someday and fix this. Right now, I just want to keep the creature out. We don't know if it's a squirrel or what it is, but we don't want it in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and cinch this down. Okay. Now, if we hear any noise tonight, we'll know that there's still something in there, and we'll have to take this back off so that it can get out, because we really don't want the thing dying inside the walls. But at this point, we're thinking it's probably a squirrel, and he's probably out there in the forest right now gathering food. Okay, I think that's good. I don't think any squirrel's going to get past that very easily. We'll just monitor that tonight and see what happens.
What could be more southern than sitting on your front porch, cool of the evening, and enjoying an ice-cold drink?
Absolutely. Well, it's been a good weekend, and we got a lot done. Not quite as much as we'd hoped to, but what we did do was really good. I want to thank all of you guys, subscribers and non-subscribers alike. But if you'd like to become a subscriber, it costs you absolutely nothing. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button, and you'll be part of the team here. We'd love to have you. We're getting really close to 10,000 subscribers.
Okay.
And the channel growth has been pretty amazing. We started really growing back in January, and here it is fall, a little over 6 months, and now we're about to hit 10,000. So anyway, thank you all of you who have subscribed, and those of you who haven't, well, what are you waiting for? So thank you so much for coming along this incredible journey. Next week we have a bunch of interesting things to show you and do, and we'll see you on the next one.